experiences, like I'll watch like how in destination you can get a like excursion for half the price of what is listed online, just because it's like people are clicking, and you can monitor these things when it comes to social media, you know, the internet. You can monitor like, okay, people are looking at this, people are booking this, so let's add $10 on it, let's add $20 on it. It's like, this is a $5 experience. And like, that's fine. Like, you know, like, because I would much rather tip than overpay. That's just my preference. Yeah. But yeah.
This is the $5 experience.
No, for real. That's what I'm like, certain things I'm like, I'll just get it when I get there.
But you're not wrong.
Yeah. Because that's, I'll just connect with somebody and tell them to take me. Yeah.
I was shocked at the pricing that the hotel offered for excursions when I checked in.
Versus what y'all paid.
We had some collaboration, so we didn't pay too much, but versus what I saw upon looking up, I was like, wow.
Oh, it was way cheaper at the hotel.
It was way cheaper to book with the hotel. And these were private experiences. Yeah. So like just you and your party. And it was still so cheap. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, don't sleep on booking your excursions in destination.
Yeah.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel,
Fly, Sexy.
I'm your co-host, Natasha Terrell, owner of 𝗏𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍 International.
And I'm your co-host, Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. Okay, first things first. EAGLES! Eagles!
Period. Go Birds.
Because our team just won
the Super Bowl.
Get into the championship pedigree.
I'm not even a football girl, but like, come on, Eagles.
They did that.
They ate that up
real bad.
This season to Black History Month.
Okay.
That Super Bowl a show.
They said, it's February.
Yeah. I said, it's the black fiancés and baby moms for me.
Because they were outside.
Period.
Chanel's and furs.
Period. Looking good. I love that. I love that for us. I love that for the city. Love that for the Eagles. Much deserved.
Shout out to you guys. And also, if you're in the Philadelphia area listening to us, drop it in the comments. Did you go to the parade? How was it?
Yes.
Like, what was the vibes? Let us know. But it's giving very much football girly is happy.
I love it. Yeah. Tosh is a newly transitioned Eagles fan.
I know. Have you guys?
Maybe she's a good luck charm because the girl that came over to the Eagles side and now just won the Super Bowl.
When I crossed over,
come on,
in July 2024, I said to my friends, colleagues, and husband, I think it's going to be a year for you guys because you have a me. Yeah. I said it. I have the text messages to prove it.
I mean, I will give you that.
And before y'all come for me because y'all gonna be like, oh, you just a bandwagoner. I'm not. I'm a strategic football
fan. That is true. That is true. She made her executive decision.
I did make an executive decision after my team made an extremely ridiculous trade in the offseason, and I realized they do not care about winning, and I do, so I am done with you.
Yep. She did.
And I held on to that team for 20 years, so I know my stuff.
I know. But
anyways,
shout out to the Eagles.
If you're only listening and you're not watching us, baby, I got my Eagles gear on. Hard body.
Come on, Eagles gear.
EAGL. What's Sherelle? ELGLTS Eagles, child.
And it's so crazy because she butchered it so bad. It's hard for us to even like reiterate what she said.
No,
it's
we know the chant.
Auntie, please.
The people when they saying it wrong, they is mocking.
Yeah.
ELGS.
It's so many letters. It's okay because I'm like that too. So I don't do the chant. I'm a Go Birds kind of girl.
Go Birds, definitely Go Birds. Absolutely Go Birds. So yeah, that's our vibe today. But transitioning into, well, first of all, guys, we started us off super hype for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Period.
Didn't even tell y'all what episode 88 is going to be about.
Yes. Episode 88. Here we are.
But nevertheless, welcome to episode 88. So there's been a lot of chatter. We even talk about it sometimes, like, is the era of cheap travel over? Like,
Yes.
we often say, please take us back to 2020.
Yes, hashtag bring back 2020 flight prices.
Hashtag the 2020 flight prices. We're doing the one and not the two. All right. So today's topic is really just a conversation on whether or not this cheap travel era is over or it's not. And I personally feel like it's not, but it got some caveats.
It certainly has caveats. And as a budget travel girly, I will be the first to tell you that it definitely has its ebbs and its flows, but it's still attainable.
Yes. So we are going to walk you through how to make it attainable, maybe why you might feel like it's not attainable, and some tips and tricks to get you through the process so that you can be outside in 2025.
Period.
But before we jump into that, a little bit of gotta smell from our inbox to yours. What's going on in the world of travel, Jasmine?
It is a lot going on in the world of travel, in the travel industry right now.
It's very heavy, actually.
Yes. And I guess we'll start by saying, like, rest in peace to everyone that has been lost in these, like, flight tragedies these last few weeks, month plus. It's been a lot of stuff happening these last few weeks, from the first plane crash that we were aware of that took place in DCA with the Black Hawk crashing with an American Airlines flight. And then we experienced a plane crash here in Philly in our smaller airport, not the international airport, but the Northeast airport. There was a medical plane that crashed into just like a residential
area, which was crazy.
Yeah. And there's been several other things going on over these last few weeks. And, you know, as people who, you know, are travel enthusiasts, we love travel. Exactly. We work in travel. We have, you know, kind of been dealing with that. So, you know, it is our job, and we'll do our due diligence in speaking about these things. And, you know, we've obviously been having these conversations with clients.
Absolutely.
Which has been a very reoccurring thing of just, you know, do you want to cancel? Do you want to push out? But even just the idea of talking about travel, which, you know, that's what we do.
That's what we do. That's what you guys are here for.
Yeah. So even just talking, posting, and kind of still discussing travel in, I guess, such a chaotic time right now.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think exactly to that point of how do we still find a balance based off of what we do, what we love, and how we navigate it. And still being sensitive and still being understanding. So it's certainly been an ongoing battle over these last few weeks. And, you know, I'm often in our community chat or on our Instagram putting up polls and just getting an idea of how people feel right now. In the general, I'd say it's like a 60-40 split on folks that are rightfully so, like, I'm gonna wait this out. Absolutely. I'm not getting on nobody's plane until I feel comfortable. And then there's the other side that's like, life is meant to be living. I've seen that a lot, that quote of life is meant to be lived, excuse me. And I will say that I'm kind of on the life is meant to be lived side. Yeah. But I ain't going to hold you. I definitely applied for my life insurance, got my physical, and waiting for my approval. Yeah. After all of this transpired. Yeah. Because you just never know.
Absolutely. And I think that that's important, you know, making sure that you got you in every aspect of the way. Because, you know, anything can happen, whether on a plane. There was also an issue with the train recently.
Oh, my gosh, yes. First of all, what's going on in our city? Yeah. Because the train was our city, too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was Amtrak?
It was Philly. It was like it was going through Philly, or it was like, it was in Philadelphia.
I just saw that, it was something like with the train.
Or like right outside in the county. But
with that happening, you know, it was just kind of like further evidence that, like, things can and will happen. Yes. You know, that's beyond our control. So I think, like you said, just doing what you can do in your control, life insurance, all of those things to make sure that you're protected, your family's protected, etc. But I agree, like you said, you know, life happens. I do think right now we're kind of in a space of things being presented in a way of us being like very fearful.
I was just gonna say, what
and
media controls the narrative.
Absolutely, inevitably, and we're just in a time of, you get those things. Like I had, like, we all talk about how we have those parents or those, relatives who are just like, oh, you going here? It was
Be
just
careful, don't do
it was
this.
just a car accident in New Orleans. It was just also the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and tens of thousands, 20s, 30s, 50,000s, maybe millions of people went there to, be a part of this right after something like that happening.
100%.
So it's just, it's just life. It is unfortunate. And again, like, sending like, prayers to everyone who were involved in all of these things that have been happening, that have been brought to our attention these last few weeks. Because it has been a lot of just like back to back, like, okay, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Now.
And I think that's what makes
and rightfully so.
That's what makes it so intense, for lack of a better word.
Right.
It's the frequency
absolutely
of the events, not necessarily the occurrences, because we do understand plane
stuff
crashes happen. But we've just never seen
experienced this
volume.
What we like
within a matter of weeks.
Less than 8 weeks into the year. But I think it is something to worry about. And we again, I've had conversations with clients where we've been able to talk through things, and they're like, okay, I'll just still, keep it, and I'll go, or, decide later. I've also had conversations with clients who are just like, I'm not going. I don't feel comfortable going. Let's cancel it. And I understand that as well. So, just for us as people who work in the travel industry, it is an interesting space. It's an interesting time, especially for those frequent travelers, people who have things that are just, set up, already booked, and you're just like,
or you only take this one trip a year, or you only take, or you only have this vacation time. It's tricky, and we see you, we get it. We're not ignorant to the fact that this is a very tough time for a lot of people, whether it be mentally, physically, if you were, or someone impacted, or just your overall space of like what to do, and the lack of information, honestly, that is being available or made available. All of those things are a part of how people are feeling and how people are dealing.
Absolutely.
And so, Jasmine and I just really wanted to have that conversation today, because we're going to get on here in a moment and we're going to get the vibes back up, because that's what we do. And we love travel, and we love this industry, and we love the ability to bring travel experiences to life for so many of you guys and the people that we service. But this time is interesting. And we get that.
Take your time, if you got to think about it, you just want to listen. You don't want to actually,
book today
or book immediately. That's understandable. But again, just like I think what we both said, it's just a matter of life is meant to be lived. And things happen every day, everywhere, inevitably. And we can only control what we can control,
And I got control issues, y'all. So I'm going to figure out a way to control it.
I'm dead. Not the pilot. I got it.
Who I got to call? What degree I need? What certification required? Because we're going to figure this out.
But
yeah, that part. You can certainly drop it in the comments. How are you feeling?
Yes, what are your thoughts right now?
Exactly.
Are you pushing back travel plans? Have you canceled travel plans? I've had that conversation on social media, and I had people like, I'm not going nowhere for a while. And I'm like, I feel that. So we're here to chat.
Absolutely.
If you have questions, thoughts, concerns, or just opinions, definitely share them with us, because it is a interesting time in the travel industry.
And it's good to have a healthy dialogue.
Absolutely.
Because most of what we're seeing and reading is all just pointing fingers and negativity, and no one's actually just talking about how do the people feel.
Because I've talked to plenty of people, obviously clients, colleagues that have been on flights in these last few weeks, and just their experience of like, okay, I'm here and this is happening, and now I have to return home, or things like that. So
I gotta go because it's work, or I gotta go because it's all these things that like I literally have not seen anybody doing anything that is helping the narrative. Everything is in a negative vein. It's pointing the finger at an administration. It's doing all of these things. But what about the people?
Right. Because
We are the people.
I got a flight in a few days, and I probably will vlog this experience very transparently.
And I think you should.
The girl is a little nervous,
And
we're gonna make it.
think that is fair.
Yeah,
it's like you're a human. Like at the end of the day, you're going to have your nerves.
Absolutely.
It's how you work through them and how you ultimately get to your destination, enjoy it, and get home that will help us heal.
Exactly. Like proof
That's
of
it.
concept.
Proof of concept.
Yeah. Let's just keep going. Keep trying, getting there.
Exactly.
And showing that we can do this.
We got this, y'all. We got this. We got y'all. Y'all got us.
Period.
It's one big
and
travel.
We gonna still be outside. It might not be right now, but we gonna get there.
It's a couple of weeks.
And hopefully
guys. Don't worry about it.
for cheap, because
It's gonna be for cheap. Because one thing we gonna do.
Yeah.
The end of the era is it's pinky toeing.
Yeah, I think it has its eps and flows.
But it's not.
It's definitely not 2020 prices.
No,
it's
but
definitely not 2020 pandemic prices.
We gonna get to, because I feel like the question of the day today will expose a little bit of why I know for a fact we still got a little wiggle room on this cheap travel.
Yeah.
So stick around for the question of the day, because I already got my answer.
Okay.
Nevertheless, let's jump into this conversation, lighten this vibe, and get back to the reason that y'all are here to hang out with your girls.
Yeah.
So
It's your girls of 𝗓𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗏𝗏𝐻𝒂𝒂𝒄.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗏𝗏𝐻𝒂𝒂𝒄, shoot us an email at info@𝗏𝗏𝐻𝒂𝒂𝒄.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
So the era of cheap travel. I mean, we say it before, we'll say it again. You're going to find a cheap flight. That's inevitable. You're going to find a cheap-ish flight. Because you're going to find a $40 flight to Las Vegas on somewhere.
Find a cheap hotel too, though, I feel like.
But you can, so that's what I'm about to say. But the reason why you might not feel like this is a cheap experience is because of them hidden fees.
Yeah, and that's on both sides, the flight and
exactly.
the hotel. Yeah, that's true.
So that
very true.
The seat selections, your carry-on bag, your check bag. That's all prior to your snacks on board.
Oh my gosh, the airport money.
Just your snacks in the airport if you don't have a lounge access. Like, here's all where your money's going.
Yeah, that adds up. So it makes it less of a cheap experience, but I am a firm believer of, like, if your flight, your hotel, the bases, like if you cover majority of the bases, it's still a cheap trip.
I mean, yes. But you know what? Let me know if you would like to share some of your recent debacles with your travel deal clients. However,
everyone doesn't think that way.
Of cheap is very different.
Everyone does not think that way. That's very true.
Because yes,
I would fees be kicking.
I
some
would
people,
agree
but,
with you if I secured this flight in this hotel for $90.
A reasonable rate is only up from here.
It's only up from here.
I mean, obviously up, but yeah.
But yes, but then, like, if you think about a destination like a Las Vegas, for instance, there are tons of free things to do in the destination that will still allow you to get the good content, enjoy
and it's
yourself.
Very commutable proximity, like, type of destination. So it's not like you're spending all this money on transportation.
Right. So like when I
so
think
that's
about
something
that,
I think about with destinations like that, Miami, stuff like that. It's like, okay, yeah, I might do a few Ubers, but there's also times where I'm not even gonna need an Uber. I could walk.
Literally.
So like you can't do that in every destination.
I know.
A lot of destinations I be having an Uber everywhere, which is annoying. But
so that's why I'm like,
yeah,
this is still.
But them fees be tearing people up.
They do.
I guess we'll get into what the fees are. These hitting fees when it comes to travel.
But even the resort fees.
The resort fees is the one that I want to talk about the most.
Yeah.
Because like we know we talk budget airline all the time, so we know carry-on, baggage, seat, and a lot of those things are optional. For a person like me, if I'm doing a quick trip, I'll probably take off, give me whatever seat. You know, I'm going to try to make the
cost of the flight,
base fare, the base fare. Exactly. But with the hotel, that's not something you can get around.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't aware of that. So resort fees and hotel fees exist in a lot of major cities, but majority of like resort style hotels that have amenities that offer, they have something to offer, a pool, gym, casino, restaurants on site, things of that nature. You gotta pay.
You got to pay.
Like, they gotta pay people to keep these things up. They gotta. They have additional workers at these places.
They got the beach club that you want access to.
You want chairs and towels when you're in Miami. You want to be able to take the chair and a towel with you, or you want to, you know, be able to walk up to the chair and a towel that your beach owns. I mean, that your hotel owns on the beach. So that's where the resort fees come in, and they could range from anywhere to like maybe like mid-20s to like lower 50s, I would say. A night.
Yeah.
That is a night. And again, that's for like Miami, Las Vegas, with a lot of those travel deals that we book. You'll get a super great base rate, but you are going to be responsible for paying resort fees because these hotels, again, have a lot of amenities to offer.
Maintenance.
Yeah,
like,
if you can walk downstairs and get breakfast, you're going to have to pay for that. If you can walk downstairs and get dinner, you can walk downstairs. It's a casino. You can walk on a roof and it's a pool with a DJ and a bar.
They got to pay.
You got to pay for that. You have to pay for that. Now, if you just got those regular little pools, you know, certain places like, for instance, I know we use like Sonder properties.
Yes.
Those type of properties, they have very basic amenities such as like a gym, a pool, but limited staff, very little involvement, and you don't necessarily have to pay a resort fee because you're not really getting much from us.
Right.
We're not coming to clean your room. We're not coming to check on you. You got what you got. If you want to use the common spaces that we have available, we have somebody come clean them, you know, ever so often, and they're there for you to utilize. But yeah. If you want that resort style hotel with the restaurants downstairs and the casino, and
you want to feel like you're on vacation
on the Strip or on South Beach, you are going to pay those resort fees. So that is like, I feel like the number one thing.
It is
when it comes to hitting fees, because sometimes the resort fees can be more than the base fare that you paid for your package price. Like especially with like those travel deals that we do that are great. You might pay $120 per person to go to Miami, or $80 per person to go to Las Vegas, which is amazing, obviously. But you want to have to pay a little bit more. Like, that's unrealistic. Like, you know. So when you get to the hotel, you will be charged maybe $40 a day.
Yeah, for your resort
for
fees
your
and,
you know 3-4 day vacation. So that's definitely something to keep in mind.
But
and it takes away from the allure of it being cheap, because you're like, oh, I just had a still with us spending $100 per person, but now we have to pay another $75 when we arrive, and
God forbid you can't figure out a way to get that bag down to a personal item. You got you
gotta pay $80 both ways,
and like
you with your boo, so you want to sit next to your boo, and it's a Frontier flight.
Where we gonna sit?
So
I'll see when we get there.
You like, now we gotta pay $50 per person so we could be
much
with each other on top of the fees once we get to the hotel and the Uber to the hotel. And it adds up. But again, to me, if the base is under $200, all of those additional things, to me, I feel like, okay, because inevitably I just think they happen anyway. But everybody don't think like that. Because trust me, y'all be giving me a run for my money about them resort fees.
And I be like, baby, you want it or you don't, it's $50.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
I be so understanding because I get it.
But like, she's also already understanding. That's her thing.
Tell me you ain't been nowhere without telling me you ain't been nowhere. Because like, you know, we all know. And another thing is security deposit on top of that.
Right.
So sometimes you got to pay your resort fees.
Are non-refundable.
Absolutely.
You have to pay those. The security deposit you can get back at checkout, pending you have no issues. But you gotta pay both at check-in.
Absolutely.
Child, them fees be tearing
y'all up. Sometimes you need to have hundreds of dollars available. And like, that's understandable. Like, you know, if you're spending, you going on this little $200 per person trip. You're like, I'm gonna take $500 with me to spend. I've been there before. I've had clients call me in destination, canceling a room, and like all staying in one room to avoid like resort fees. And I get it.
Oh, so they originally had 2 rooms, but then when they checked in, they had to pay resort fees and security deposits for both rooms.
And it's like, we already here.
So they
and
said,
obviously I let them know that in advance. But once you see those numbers and you sit there and you thinking about it, they're like.
So they said, instead, we're going to cancel the second room and we all going to pile into this one room. So we only got to pay security deposit and resort fees one time.
Once. Yep.
Understandable.
Understandable.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you already
But nevertheless, I suppose that the hidden fees do make it feel as though this ain't cheap.
This ain't cheap. This is not cheap. I feel you.
And I received that message. Next up, flights. The flights are high. Yeah. And we've actually said this we've said this a few times over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That flight prices are egregious.
Yeah, they've been so high this year.
And I will say this right now, clock it. Like the girls be saying, clock it. Because it's like mid-late February, and our goddess mail of the day, and that topic, I feel as though has been contributing to a decline or decrease,
Absolutely.
in the cost of flights.
I agree. Right now, I will say that in these like last few days, week or so, I will say that. Yeah.
But average, I'm like,
it's like
why
they
y'all
keep
want this
going
from me?
up.
Why do you want this from me?
I'm like, it's somebody's salary. Like, y'all got to fix something. And I feel like y'all charging me.
I often have to like check. Did I click 2 people?
Yeah. Earlier,
for what?
I searched the package deal literally. Like, I've been searching it since last night. I woke up this morning, I'm like, maybe it's just right now.
Right, because that happens.
So I woke up this morning, I checked again, and I literally called American. I'm like, y'all check it, because something is not right. I just booked it. So I'm like, it's not, like, I booked it for myself.
Yes.
And I went to go look again, and I was like, this is higher.
Yeah.
And I just booked this maybe like a week ago, and I'm like, this is like $300 higher. Mm-hmm. Am I tripping? Right. And maybe I'm like, I got clear cash or something on my computer. So I called them, and they were like,
can't be right.
And they were like, no, that's what I was just like, I literally just booked it.
Yeah. But
to your point, know time is of the essence.
I was going to say, to your point, though, like you can sometimes you'll look late in the evening and you'll find a great price. Mm-hmm. Then you go back in the morning,
something else,
9 or so is higher.
Yeah.
Looking in the early morning is lower. Like there's all those little nuances because obviously those websites are so fluid.
Exactly.
So
I'm like, maybe it's just me because I've been in here so much, like searching the same thing.
And that's the thing too. I do browse on a private browser.
I think
with the notion.
I didn't try private, but I was like, let me just call because I'm tripping.
But I will search on a private browser just to kind of keep it from attempting to track the fact that I'm looking at the same flight
over and over.
It doesn't want to give me the price that I'm looking for.
Or the flight you've been clicking just disappear. Like I know all them seats ain't filled up, but okay.
Right. Like y'all just trying to y'all don't want me to be great.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, I mean, so you got the flights taxing, you got hotels taxing.
Yeah, the prices have been pricing. And I mean, even speaking to that, we have our budget airlines where we're obviously like, okay, we're going to save so much money with the budget airlines. Those prices have been higher as well.
They have.
On top of all of the add-ons that you are, I would say the average person is responsible for, because most people are paying for a carry-on or a check bag. Most people are paying for a seat. It's like, y'all, I could just book a Delta flight for all that.
Child, because listen, I always tell people, do the math, babe.
Yeah.
Please do the math.
Because sometimes it's just cheaper. But honestly, I mean, I will say the budget airlines are a bit more reoccurring with the flights. They dependent on the airline, depending on the airport. I think you can see more frequency going out on certain days in comparison to like some major airlines. But yeah, sometimes the math don't be mathing.
Spirit just cut so many routes.
That's true.
From PHL to a gajillion
and I've noticed
places.
that too.
And there are, what I've noticed the most that has grinded me up is their is less nonstop options. I'm like, why am I
Yeah, I
connecting
was
through
booking
these
for-
cities for Spirit?
Yeah, I was booking for like Jamaica, like looking for Jamaica or something. And it was like, why would you lay over there?
Exactly. Why would you lay over at all?
Why would you lay over
But-
there for exactly at all? But let
We
alone
told y'all-
you taking me to Toronto to
to
go
come back down
like,
to, yeah.
to go to Cancun. Why am I going to Toronto?
It's a mess. Honestly, it's a
Like,
mess. And
what's up
Spirit
there?
particularly is impacted because of their filing of bankruptcy a few months
Yes.
back, and now they're downsizing and moving and shifting and and PHL, which we know because I always talk about Spirit. It be having the roots.
Yeah.
The roots are in question.
Yeah.
They are questionable.
What, like cut in half, I think? It was
a lot of
drastic.
major cities.
It was drastic, yeah.
Very drastic. Lots of major cities. This happened at the beginning of February, and where I've noticed the biggest impact is the availability of nonstops.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I saw that too.
I don't want to connect.
It's to the point
for
where
this
I don't
little
even
quick
want to
trip.
send that to clients. I'm like, I'm not sending you an 8-hour layover here and you don't get to destination to the evening. That just literally doesn't make sense.
So at that point, now I'm looking at an American or something.
Which is hundreds, could potentially be hundreds more. Exactly.
And,
on top of you thinking about those hundreds you would spend on bags and all. I'm like, you might as well just get to your destination than pay $100, deal with an 8-hour layover. You spending money for food.
Right.
It might be depending on the time, because their layovers have also been terribly timed to where they have often been overnight. And now you don't
it's
leave
nuts.
till 7 a.m., 5 a.m. the next day. So what I gotta get a hotel?
Exactly. At that point, just give American their money.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I almost feel like, and I don't want to call that a new normal, but like I'm seeing it more frequently. So
Yeah.
it's something to keep watching and be aware of.
Yeah, definitely.
At least from PHL for sure. But I don't like it.
I hate that for
Spirit.
us. Yeah, get it together.
Now y'all know y'all my people. So about to be on my list.
Yeah,
Okay.
we hate a layover.
Anyways, but speaking of Spirit and other budget airlines, with that being said, do we feel like they're still worth it? Like, are budget airlines still worth it? Or is it now kind of like a setup? Is it now the okie doke?
Yeah.
Because if I got a layover, if I got to pay extra, if I got to buy my bag, if I got to buy my seat, what do you want from me? Do you want my
Yeah.
firstborn as well?
I'm dead.
Like, how do we get here? Because I've noticed Spirit's, like, their base fare used to be like, it was like $37 was like the least
minimum.
expensive Spirit flight that you can get. It's now $59, which I understand, blah, 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 inflation. But that's something to consider. Like, everybody has to make money in some
Absolutely.
capacity. And whether or not we want to sit here and be like, well, why are you charging me that? Let's be honest. If you could get a flight anywhere for $59, you still won.
Yeah.
And I do think that we have gotten so kind of accustomed to these super cheap flights.
Budget airlines, yeah.
And the budget airlines and their ability to offer us the least expensive option to get us to where we're going, that we literally feel like if it's over that, then they're
It's too
getting
much.
us.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I'm like that too. If I see something that's like over one something, I'm like, Frontier Spirit.
But the reality of it is,
Depending on the destination, it's worth it.
I go back and I look, like, not go back, but like, Apple will show you like featured photos with old stuff. And I'll see some of the old travel deals from the TWT days. And like one of them the other day, it popped up and it was like the Las Vegas travel deal, in my opinion, that I thought was a deal back in 2017, was $540 a person. But that was a deal back then. And it was booking.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was 2017. And it's like,
Yeah, the pandemic ruined us though.
the pandemic, that's why I'm
really-
saying, is this era
especially
of cheap
I would
travel.
say with like the airlines, it's like the pandemic just shifts a lot of things. And I would even say with that, our next point would be with like travel influencers, TikTok, all of this
Exactly.
like content, travel content, and how that contributes to the market when it comes to demand and pricing. I personally think it's nice to see like actual experiences when they are authentic and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
But I do think that the demand depending on the destination or the resort or, you know, just the repetitiveness, it can be kind of like, okay, it can either change the price value or the value that you're receiving.
Exactly.
So I think that can go either way, to where you're like, okay, I'm spending way more than you did, or, you know, than what it was years ago because of this increase in demand, but also I'm kind of getting a little less value on my experience because of this increase in demand.
Right. And it's interesting to think about that, because I think about it on the opposite side of where everybody always says, let me hurry up and get there before the people get there. Like, basically, and I see that comment often when I see content for Saudi Arabia, because the content is so alluring and the destination is absolutely stunning, and it's newer, if you will, to the Travisphere.
Yeah.
But it's slowly but surely popping up more and more, and it's becoming a thing where people want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's a travel bucket list destination for a lot of people. And so because of that, there's lots of developments there. So new hotels are popping up, which is great for them.
More eyes on it.
More eyes on the destination, but the price points are extremely high because it takes a lot to run. I can tell. Like, it's the resources seem limited, and you know, it's a lot
of destinations that you're just seeing. Like, okay, investors are putting their eyes on these places as they're seeing them become more touristy, more popular. To me, it kind of takes away from the allure of certain destinations. But I do get it. Like, you know, we want that luxury experience. You want that, like, Pinterest look.
Right,
you want everything to kind of have that very cute aesthetic. But sometimes it's not realistic for the destination.
I also feel like I get fatigue. It's like content fatigue.
Yeah.
Meaning, there's this one hotel, I can think of the hotel, but the pronunciation I'm not going to try right now, in Saudi Arabia, where it has this long pool and the mountain escape is in the background, or the red rocks, and everybody has that same photo or that same video. And it's like, if you go to Saudi Arabia, you got to stay here. You got to get this photo.
Yeah.
But then I get fatigue, and I can't even appreciate the fact that you've gone on your dream trip, or you've gone to a destination that is absolutely stunning. But because I just keep seeing it in the same way, like you said, that repetitiveness becomes, like, for me as a consumer of both content and of travel, I'm like, girl,
I don't like that.
And it's not fair. Honestly, it's not fair.
It takes away from the destination.
It takes away from the destination. It takes away from the content creator. Like, there's a level of content fatigue.
But I do understand, you know, going to that hot spot and showcasing that hot spot, because you're like, well, this is what they want to see, because this is what people have shown interest in.
100%.
So it's like a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged sword. But to your point initially, it is impacting the cost of what you want to go, or where you want to go, how you want to get there.
Even with certain experiences, like, I'll watch, like, how in destination you can get a, like, excursion for half the price of what is listed online, just because it's like people are clicking, and you can monitor these things when it comes to social media, you know, the internet. You can monitor, like, okay, people are looking at this, people are booking this, so let's add $10 on it, let's add $20 on it. It's like, this is a $5 experience. And, like, that's fine. Like, you know, like, because I would much rather tip than overpay. That's just my preference. But, yeah.
This is the $5 experience.
No, for real. That's why I'm like, certain things, I'm like, I'll just get it when I get there.
But you're not wrong. Because that's,
I'll just connect with somebody
just
and tell them to
Peru.
take me. Yeah.
Hey, y'all. It's your girls of 𝗕𝗄𝒄𝒄𝒄𝒄𝒄𝒄.
And guess what? Our Patreon membership is free until the new year.
That's right. No cost, just vibes.
So unlock exclusive content like behind the scenes of our trips, extended brunch abroads and goddess meals,
plus bonus Q&A sessions, and you'll be the first to know about all the amazing things we have upcoming.
Period. So don't miss out on a chance to get VIP treatment. Click the link in our bio and sign up today.
Let's keep traveling and flying sexy together.
Yeah.
I was shocked at the pricing that the hotel offered for excursions when I checked in
Versus what y'all paid.
what yeah. Well, we had some collaboration, so we didn't pay too much. But versus what I saw upon looking up, I was like, wow.
Oh, it was way cheaper at the hotel.
It was way cheaper to book with the hotel. And these were private experiences.
Yeah.
So like just you and your party. And it was still so cheap. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, don't sleep on booking your excursions in destination.
Yeah. Because
Save a couple
there's
dollars.
fees associated with them hosting on those websites.
Absolutely. They got to pay them.
They gotta
pay if it's like a third party, like, a travel agent or a affiliate link or something like that. They got to pay that. They got to pay the website.
Yeah.
It's like they still basically get what
it costs.
What it costs anyway.
After they pay all them fees.
Exactly.
So that's why you're
and
paying
that's not
more.
fair to them. And they'll tell you, like,
They do. They'll say, please book
Just
with me
book with
direct
me.
next
Yeah.
time. Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that all kind of goes into the demand and the pricing. But you can save. Because notice, we're giving you the concern. But then we're also telling you, like, how you can save or get around these things. So my question then is, will we ever see that $200 international flight deal again?
I don't know, because I haven't. I have not.
Round trip, that is. Round trip. And not the Caribbean.
Even the Caribbean, I haven't seen that. I can't even get to Mexico. Like, girl.
Facts. No, I will say, I saw some 183 round trip Mexico flights late February and kind of a little bit sprinkled in March on Spirit. But once you put it into a package, they taxing. We just told you hotels is taxing. So
exactly.
Even if you find
the hotel
flight,
with that flight, you still paying
the hotel
more
or the
than
resort
average.
is like, baby, why?
And that's the thing. I've been like trying to find flights and match it up with stuff, and I'm like, the math is just not mathing this year.
Genuinely or literally been trying.
It's just
to
not
get a little quick little Mexico.
Yeah, the international
holiday
flights have not been doing it. I mean, I have saw some good like 350 international Europe type,
which is I feel like a good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hotels tend to be a little bit more like reasonable, obviously, versus like a Caribbean. But I haven't seen it too in a minute.
I know.
On Google flights,
I had found it was like last summer or late summer, I had found like a 256 round trip flight from JFK to Paris on American.
Really good. Oh wow, that's really good.
And I did a TikTok on it, and it went like
that's
semi-viral.
really good
for obvious reasons.
256,
and there was so many dates in the fall.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's a good drawing.
Is it still here? But no,
that's so no. I mean, that was a while ago, so no.
That's not a thing. I'm sorry. I'm lying because I keep forgetting it's 2025. So it was not last year. It was 2023.
Oh, absolutely done. That's absolutely not.
It was like August of 2023.
If it was August 2024, it would be a done bun.
Yeah, but it had a lot of options. But I was like, wow, 256.
That's probably the last time flights were $200.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why the question was, will we ever see
that's
the
$200?
That's probably the last time.
Fingers crossed, though.
Please, round trip that is, because you'll see.
Oh
for one way.
Yeah, but
round
get me back
trip.
home,
I got to come back home.
I'm not trying to be stranded or pay $1,000 to get back home.
Nuts.
Like that defeats the purpose. I guess speaking of that, it's just finding affordable flights. We always talk about tracking flights. I think that's important. Like especially if you have like set days, like keeping your eye on like a Hopper, Google Flights, type of tracker to monitor it. Also flexibility. If you could leave a day early,
so important.
A day later, if you can leave during a week or later in the weekend, depending on what your trip is about.
Because I know y'all got your Cowboy Carter tickets.
I don't know.
Listen, okay, some of y'all listening, y'all got your Cowboy Carter tour tickets.
No,
listen,
Beyonce. Okay, girl.
Okay, girl. Beyonce.
Okay, girl.
Okay, girl. But nevertheless, that's a reason to travel. And if you are traveling for
now, turn them trackers on.
Please.
Right now. You actually should have been had it on because you got what? Because it's April, right?
It starts April 28th. in Los Angeles.
Beyonce, okay, girl.
But I'm just saying, like,
I'm happy I don't like this album because I don't got no money.
what? Yeah, the money's scarce.
It's not that I don't like the album. I just wasn't a huge fan of the album, and like I don't
the
think
album of
any-
the year.
I know. Shout out to them black people for winning them Grammys.
You cracked me up with that piece of content.
Yeah,
When you
shout out
started
to
out
them.
talking about good morning, happy Monday. Shout out to the black people who won the
Shout out to
I
the
was
black
cracking
people that
up.
won them Grammys. They hate to see it. It's Black History Month has been a good one.
Okay.
It's short, but it's sweet.
It's
It's been good. It's
just
been
like
good.
you, Jasmine.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah,
But
we still
yes.
got what we got 11 days, so we still rocking and rolling, but we killed them first 2 weeks. I get y'all that
Heavy on it. But yes, if you are going to the tour or just traveling in general, because festival season is also upon us, summer vacations are all happening.
Yeah, all the summer tours and concerts.
So you
Turn
do
them
want to
trackers
be
on.
strategic about your flights. You know, the festivals may or may not be happening where you are, so you need to travel to them.
Yeah.
Please turn the flight trackers on. Please be flexible with your dates. Like if the festival is Thursday to Monday, like
Go Tuesday.
yeah, like maybe
Go Tuesday
consider,
night.
or you know, do you really gotta be there on Thursday?
Thursday,
Like,
right.
could you come Saturday morning because the flights are less expensive on Saturdays mornings? Like, could you leave on Tuesday instead of leaving on Monday when it's over? Like, those are all the things that you have to think about in terms of maximizing your dollar in 2025, because that's how you're going to stretch your money.
Yeah,
Stretch
absolutely.
those bills from
And
mills.
we always talk about solo travel. This year, I say, get you a friend. You know how y'all be getting roommates to save on that rent. Get you a friend.
Get you a
Get you a travel friend to that don't get on your nerves.
That
Because
part.
that is very important.
Ricky said that part too.
Let's try to figure it out. Like, you know, they got 2-bedroom like apartments where you
Yes.
get your own bathrooms and things. Like, I am highly suggesting let's cut these travel costs. Like, you know, even if you meet me in destination and we're splitting the Ubers or whatever, prices have just gone up. You know, inevitably the economy is different now in every aspect. So I will say, get you a friend, find you a little travel friend. There's a lot of little groups online.
Yeah.
You don't
got a couple of
necessarily
group
have
trips
to
this year too, guys.
exactly
Check
group
the-
trips if you
check
want to
the,
participate in
show
those
notes.
things. You can find somebody who's going on a group trip and be like, okay, we can room, you know, and you could be saving hundreds of dollars with that. But yeah, just find you a travel friend. Find you people who are passionate about traveling or have similar common interests, like, you know, destinations. Oh, I want to go to Arizona for this, or I want to go to this destination for this. And like, okay, let's, you know, do it together so we
rock and
can
roll.
try to make it make sense.
For our pockets.
Literally, make it make sense.
Because nobody else going to do it for you, babe.
Yeah.
You got to do it for yourself.
You're right.
Because them eggs is $17.99. I looked dead in the camera when I said that. Because I'm
Some eggs
confused.
is, I was about to crack another one. I was like, I don't need that one. I'm gonna say this. That's a shame.
Let me keep whipping up, stretch this out a little bit.
Add a little milk or something, because this is getting
What?
crazy. Depending on the dish, I'm going to make it stretch.
And the crazy part is you didn't realize how many things require eggs.
Oh, everything.
I don't even understand how restaurants are still working.
Yeah.
Like, how are they open? Everything is a fried egg. Bro,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Don't let you own a bakery.
Oh my gosh, how?
It's nuts.
Bless
Yeah.
your hearts. Bless
Yeah.
your hearts. Because if I got to choose between the flight and the eggs,
Child, I don't even like eggs like that now that I'm older.
now you listen.
Like-
Yes, Jasmine and I are choosing the flight.
Yeah. For sure, if it costs the same price too.
Listen, because I
Like-
saw a $17 Frontier flight for something somewhere at some time.
I'd rather be there than in the market.
So I'm gonna figure it. Y'all ain't getting my egg money today.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right. Final thoughts on quote unquote cheap travel in 2025. Do we feel like the people can genuinely be outside and save some coins, or do we feel like it's gonna be a struggle this year?
I mean, I'm a firm believer of budget travel. Like, if there's a will, there is a way.
That's true, because you've been outside on a wheel and a prayer.
Whether you gotta find some points or like you can make it work. Like it's okay.
Like that's been traveling.
You could cut a corner and make it happen. Like I said, find you some people that are into it, that have similar goals, that want to do what you want to do. It doesn't have to be every single thing, but if you can be like, okay, I'll do this with a friend, I'll meet this person here, or I know such and such there, so we'll do this. It'll just allow you a little bit more financial flexibility.
I agree. And I'll also say this, check the trains too, because we've been talking a lot. Okay, girl.
Okay, girl.
We're talking a lot about flights too, but baby, check the Amtrak.
Yeah,
because they get you there too.
Yeah,
it'll be an experience.
I'm catching Amtrak to my next flight. So.
See, yeah, you get a little bit of scenic route. You take
sometimes
your time.
We talked about that too. You can save money by catching the train or the bus to a different airport
and catching
for a way cheaper flight.
Yeah. I just did it coming back from Peru. I flew back into Newark, and you know, if you don't know, Newark's airport connects to
the
their
train, same with
Amtrak station.
Yep.
So you
love that.
Come out of customs, follow the signs to the Amtrak station,
and right back on the train.
And I'm right back on the train.
Literally, one time I got out
straight to 30th
the train out the customs so quickly. Shout out to I'm losing my train of thought. Not pre-check. What is it?
Border Patrol, like customs. CBP?
Yeah, no, what is it that
the customs officer?
Yeah, but when you
global
have it,
entry.
yes, thank you. See, we both drew a little blank. Shout out to global entry. I got through customs so quick. I had to call the train earlier. I had to pay like a change fee to get the train earlier because I was like, I had like an hour buffer time, and I'm like, I'm at the like out of customs at the train station. I'm like, well, guess I'll catch the train that's coming now.
Yeah, yeah. So it is a much, I wouldn't say much efficient, but it's just another efficient option.
Yeah, certainly
can be a cost efficient option depending on where you're located, your dates to travel, all those things. So you obviously need to do your math. But I have been encouraging more and more people to check the Amtrak schedule.
Yeah, check them at the airports. Check the train.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do think cheap travel is still around. I do think that booking in advance, and when I say advance, I would say beyond 6 weeks of like the date that you're looking, is really when you're going to spend the most money. Unfortunately, I'm seeing that when you're booking within the 6 week window right now.
So weird.
I know,
because I'm like, usually I don't book out like in advance, but as I'm like trying to plan, like, you know, like summer travel and just looking into stuff, I'm like, it's no point in really talking about this right now because I think it'll be cheaper like 2 months before.
Yeah. And like, granted, I've seen some random deal days that a flight will pop up in the summertime.
For a little far out. But just realistically, it's been like within that month and a half, like you said.
I know, which is nuts. And I get it. It's not necessarily ideal for most people.
Most people, yeah, for sure.
I can make it work with a 6 week notice, but
the average person, like,
the average person is like, heck no. That's not even enough time.
Yeah, but that's where you're gonna find them little deals.
But that is where you're going to find the deals.
Spots.
Exactly. So if you can, and you're like, I need my cheap flights. That's how you got to get them. I'm trying to tell you now.
Last minute.
Or you already know. You can link with your girls.
Period. Because we got it.
And we got it. We got that good cocaine.
Oh my God. Whip that out, Ricky.
It's not actually cocaine, but it's like I'm addicted to travel. I'm addicted to travel, guys. So if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with getting you outside and doing our best to find you the lowest fare.
Yes, yes. So, you know, whether you're a more budget traveler like me or more of a luxury traveler like Tosh, head over to travelgoddessintl.com and we will get you set on these good old cheap travel deals.
All right now, because this travel deal of the week is giving Beyonce, girl.
Okay, girl.
Okay, girl.
Is Beyonce gonna be here during these days? Because I might go.
Listen,
I might can afford the ticket if this is if the date falls over this.
Beyonce, she hasn't announced it, but we not dumb. Okay, the 𝗡𝗅 saw you put Las Vegas on that flyer, Beyonce.
You didn't see the dates?
The Las Vegas dates are not available.
Oh.
They're not on the pre-sale list. which is now not pre-sale now. It's
okay, girl.
on the list, but
I see she in Jersey 16 times.
this tour is interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out, but I'm going to see her somewhere else. I'm going to see her in another city. I already looked up London.
What I think it is, sorry to interrupt, because this is a really good travel deal.
But
this
like
is fine.
Beyonce moment. Talk it out.
I think the stadium, I think she's really going to do a really, really, really great show. And I think the stadiums are very particular due to the execution. And I think that that's why, like, what is it, Jersey, like MetLife, they got 4 dates. And I'm like, that's realistically like Philly, New York, Jersey, like all of y'all get all y'all days to come here because this is where I can fully maximize on what I need to do.
Yes.
So that's what it's given. That's why I'm like, some of those days, those cities, those locations were a little interesting, but I think it's based on
how their stadium
how
is set
the
up.
show is going to be executed. I'm not going to be there, but I know my girl, my Virgo sis. I know my Virgo sis.
I'm like,
I'm excited to see. It's giving a very much
I was thinking, Beyonce, why you choose these random
Beyonce
cities?
Bowl type vibe, and I think she needs that full. So yeah, I'm excited to see. Don't quote me, but
Interesting. I like the
I'm
theory.
thinking that is why the dates, the cities, the
because she's
venue choices are very
she's in
a
London
little bit
for, like,
different than what we're used
6
to.
dates.
Because that is the one.
Yeah.
That's the venue. And I'm giving y'all time to get over here.
Yeah.
That's the one. And she's going to do some super dope stuff that she can only do in those spaces.
Aha. I like
You
the
know,
way
from
you
one
think.
Virgo to another.
I was going to say, because I definitely didn't think that. I was just thinking, these random places. But I'm going to come because you my girl.
Right. But yeah, it was so reoccurring and so random. I was like, I'm on to her.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But anyway,
I like that theory.
She might be in Vegas.
She might be in Vegas. Well, she's not. It's not a might.
She going to be in Vegas. It's just a matter of
the
when.
hive conspiracies flowing on at all times.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey, we know you're enjoying the episode, but we just wanted to remind you to leave us reviews.
Yes, you guys are always telling us in our DMs, messaging us, letting us know how much you love the podcast. And we're like, we love the feedback, but let's get it on paper.
Please. And of course, if you have suggestions of topics or destinations that you'd like us to cover, shoot us a DM or send us an email.
Yes. Now let's get back into the episode.
And the girls, we know, okay? Vegas was on the flyer. It was not on the dates. So therefore, it is basically
happening.
confirmed in the hive that it is a residence.
Okay.
At the Sphere. It is a residency at the Sphere, babe.
Y'all kind of ate with that one.
Oh, come on now. I was also the same person that told y'all that the announcement was going to be a tour, and y'all thought I was tripping.
Yeah.
So here we are.
We'll revisit this.
I'm a 𝗧𝗂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
See what you did there.
I tried. Anyways, the travel deal of the week, you guys, is a 4-day, 3-night trip to, this is how we even got on the Beyonce topic.
Right.
Las Vegas.
To this Spirit we go.
Vegas, baby. In early April. So look at that, y'all. Spring has sprung already
Right,
at Travel Plus Sexy.
It's happening.
With round trip flights via Spirit Airlines. Non-stop, even though we just told y'all they've been playing. These are non-stop.
Which were pretty cute.
Okay. From Philadelphia International Airport, PHL. And 4-star hotel accommodations at the Strat Hotel and Casino. Now, let me talk a little bit about the Strat because I normally have not featured them. However,
I was surprised.
they have done some renovations.
New renos.
And they have been getting a lot of praise in their reviews.
Okay.
So that is why I said
I stayed at the Strat the last time I went
see what they're
there.
talking
It is
about.
very much a classic Vegas hotel. The renovations look great from what I can see. But I don't hate it. It's conveniently located. It's right at the edge of the strip. But yeah.
it has a lot of cool amenities.
It has a lot of cool amenities. It's literally
They got the top of the
when
world
we talked
restaurant.
about resort fees. You get what you pay for at the Strat. They have everything. You got your club, your restaurants. You got the top of the world. Like it's really nice.
And then they got like a semi theme park on the top.
Yeah,
where they got those rides
it's
and things
nice,
like that.
yeah.
They got a lot of things
There's
for
a
you
lot
to
going
do.
on,
So
yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Let's give it a try. So all of that, 4 days, 3 nights, round trip flights nonstop with Spirit, 4-star hotel accommodations at the Strat.
Drum roll. Insert drum roll, Ricky. That y'all.
So Philly
Can't
all
take
the
black
time.
people
Can't help
nowhere.
it. $79 a person.
Yeah, and I literally just booked this, so she's not lying. Not for myself, for a client, but I would like to book it for myself.
It's on the website.
Yeah, that is crazy. The Las Vegas travel deals have
$79.
you've been eating them up, sister girl. you have been killing the Las Vegas travel deals.
Now,
these last few
granted,
weeks.
this one was, I had already wrote this on here before this new one came about. For the last
you
few
can't
days.
even tell them that because that's gonna make them.
Oh, just go to the site, y'all. Because when I tell you the price just keeps going down, you think the $79
It's been crazy.
is nuts, which it is.
Yeah.
The price keeps going down. So just go to the site.
Please go to the site, visit the website, pay the fee, book it. And don't stress me out about the resort fees,
Because y'all gonna make Jasmine quit.
I love y'all. I love this. Everything's great. But if it's under $100, please don't stress me out. And we talked about the resort fees earlier. It's like the resort fees are this is an instance where your resort fees are clearly going to be higher than your base fee. You pay $79 for a flight and a hotel.
Right. So don't stress
Don't stress me out. Please.
Thank you.
Visit the website.
Visit the website. Link in the show notes. Okay. And they most certainly have brunch in Vegas.
Yes, because I have been tore up.
Yep. And she got an in-house itinerary, which is also in the show notes. So do yourself a favor, click those links, but it's time to get brunchy with my girl.
Yes. Y'all know I love DC. So this was a good brunch. DC getting a little pricey, but I feel y'all because y'all make good money out there. And I like that for y'all. So Makers Union Pub. Pub gives like real relaxed, but it was kind of nice restaurant vibes.
Okay.
And this is a bottomless brunch. So all you can eat, they'll keep bringing it out type vibes, which DC does pretty well. I like that. $42 for the bottomless brunch. That's good. That does not include drinks though.
What do you mean food?
That's just the food.
Oh wait, no, that's bottomless food. For
Bottomless food for $42.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's good. Then you can pay an extra $25, you know, bringing you up to 60 something. For bottomless mimosas, old fashions, right up your alley.
Hold down.
I said she gonna like that. I might get her to DC, y'all.
Hold on. Why look up the Amtrak?
Mimosas, old fashions. It was something else. Sangria and beer. But y'all know I don't care about beer, so they don't count. But the old fashions was cute because I've never seen that on a bottomless list. So
that's $60. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's worth it to me.
Yeah, that's not
because
bad.
I can keep eating and keep drinking.
And
talking my language.
It's not just mimosas. So I'm like, you could start with your mimosas, have your brunch vibe, but you could also be like, okay, let's
I love that actually.
transition to some sangria, some old fashions, and then, you know, have a little Sunday fun day type vibe.
Oh, come on, weather. Come on, weather. Break.
Please. It's so cold. I hate it. But yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so okay, Makers Union Pub in DC.
I'm very excited. Like I'm
And the food
smiling,
looked
grinning
good.
from
The
ear
food
to
actually
ear.
looked really good for bottomless.
All right, I'm gonna look it up. Well, I'm gonna click the link in the show notes, and you should too. Okay, last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jasmine. What's the least expensive international flight deal you've seen so far this year? And I told y'all at the beginning of the show, I know mine.
Yeah, you know yours. You go first because you know it. Yeah.
I know it.
I feel like yours is gonna be so good, though. I should go first, but go ahead.
Y'all saw it because I posted a piece of content on it.
Oh yeah, let me go first because that was crazy.
All right, go first.
Go ahead. I'm playing. Go ahead. But mine's is not that.
Baby, in my New Orleans voice.
Not she a Nola. You win the Super Bowl and now just a Nola accent. That's our second time doing that, y'all.
You know, maybe in the spring.
I do love New Orleans, so if you want to go back there, I'm with that as well.
We could do that little 2-night again. That was
cute.
Run it back.
Cute.
But baby, I found a $59 one-way flight from JFK to London, England.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And Ricky and Jasmine, they saw it. I took the screenshot.
Yeah.
JetBlue. It was a nonstop flight. It was a morning departure, so you arrived the same day.
Yeah, that was crazy.
$59. I thought it was a typo. I was like, where's the zero?
The travel authorization costs more than that now to get into England. That's crazy.
$59, you guys.
Yeah, that was crazy. I know those returning flights was high though. I didn't even go look, but I just know they had to be because I was like, that's too good.
That is,
I know it's gonna cost me an arm to get back home.
probably
A whole arm.
at least four.
But I'll stay. For that price, I'll find somewhere to rent. How much
Let me get a flat for a month. Let me get this.
How much the flat cost?
It's about $4. All right, that's the same price as that
Look.
flight. I'm gonna stick around for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the craziest thing that I've seen so
Yeah.
far in 2025. $59.
that was crazy.
5.9, guys. 5.9, less than $60.
Yeah, that's
To
crazy.
London, JetBlue, nonstop.
Nonstop is what really
In the morning,
tore
not
me
even
up,
overnight.
That it was like, a nonstop
gosh.
flight. I'm like, dang, I can get the JFK.
Right. Yeah, that joint was crazy. What you
The
got?
one that I saw is actually one that I'm taking next week. Amsterdam round trip from BWI, and it was $313.
That's good. Yeah.
$313.
Europe in the under 350.
Yeah.
Is I feel like a good
Yeah,
deal.
I'm like $313 to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
so-
And we just was talking all this whole episode about ways to navigate and finding the
Absolutely.
flights. Like,
Found a hotel that don't got no fees. Just
See?
gotta pay a little security deposit,
See?
reasonable rate, beautiful hotel, and you pair that with that cheap. Made a little package and
under 5.
under 500. Here we go.
Off to
Amsterdam. See y'all
Amsterdam.
soon.
I love that. I love that so
Yes,
bad.
I'm so
I'm
excited.
so excited for you.
Me too.
Eat,
Can't
pray,
wait.
love. Eat, pray, love.
Yes, I love the eat, pray, love. Like Europe, I love
I
it.
know. It's too good, actually. It's
So
addicting.
good. It
like, you just like want to keep running
It's
it back.
So good. I'm ready to go back to Italy, but like,
I know.
gotta go other places. Like they was telling us in the comments, they hate that we repeat places. That was another thing that happened in the
just didn't
comments.
understand.
They were eating us up. Why would you keep going to the same places? I'm like,
y'all
girl,
was
you
mad.
don't have to go to the same places. And it was men. Y'all grown men be killing me when I argue online.
So mad.
Tasha was going back and forth with this man though, and I was cracking up
Because
she was like, "When did I say that?"
Are wrong. Loud and wrong burns me up.
She was like, "But when did I say that?" I'm like, "Yo,
Like, I'm fine if you're wrong, or I'm fine if I'm wrong. But loud and you're wrong and telling me I'm wrong, oh baby, we're tossing in the comments because please help me understand where I was wrong, because I'm not wrong.
we should
He
have a
old
case
and
study."
Like,
Old
don't
and
be old
hype.
and hype.
Yeah, they be going crazy in the comments. Tasha be handling y'all though. Please be nice. Like, I am just a girl.
I just don't like when people are loud and wrong. Loud and wrong is just always gonna get me. If you ever want me to come out of my
Yeah.
Natasha mode, be
I
loud
love
and
that
wrong.
for you though. I just be sitting there looking at it like, clock it.
Clock it. And on that note, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram, please, and TikTok. Please don't comment no mean stuff unless you want to tussle with Tosh at 𝗓𝗏𝗆𝒄𝒄 on both Instagram and TikTok.
And of course, if you have a product, a service, a hotel, a resort, all the things, and you want us to feature you, send us an email, info@travelflysexy.com.
Yes, and leave us reviews, feedback. Let us know what you like, anything that you want to hear, any particular destinations you want us to talk about, any hotels, let us know, and we got you.
Definitely got you. And also, we forgot to ask, but what travel deals or great flights have you found so far this year? Drop them in the comments.
That's $77 to Vegas. You ain't going.
Yeah, I mean, that's the package.
Yeah.
That ain't even just the flight.
Yeah,
So,
can't top that.
I don't think you can top it, but if you can top it, let me know.
Let us know.
I think that's our episode.
Yes, see y'all next week.
Alrighty, keep getting your cheap flights.
Period.
Bye.